Today's podcast is presented by PodGo. PodGo is the easiest way for you to monetize your podcast, providing podcasters with a flat rate for ad space so you always know how much you get when you include an ad from PodGo. I recently joined as a member, and you can too. Apply today to become a member and immediately be connected with advertisers that fit your audience. That's podgo.co at podgo.co. And when they ask you how you heard about them, make sure you tell them take a knee for Marvel vs. DC. That's podgo.co.
The following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network.
Maybe we can still heal you. Why? So you could just lock me up? No. Just bury me in the ocean with my ancestors that jumped from the ships. Because they knew death was better than bondage.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man. By then it was nothing to me but blinding. The shadows betray you because they belong to me.
In the hell do you think you are?
Okay, it's not working out. I'm gonna need the suit back.
For how long?
Forever. Yeah, let's
No,
have it.
please.
Let's
Mr.
have it.
You don't understand. This is all I have. I'm nothing without this suit.
If you're nothing without this suit, then you shouldn't have it. Okay?
So, Oz, this week we are going to go over a topic that actually you brought to the table. So, Oz, I'll give the floor to you and talk about your topic.
Well, it was very interesting to me. This has been an ongoing thing for me, and ongoing as many decades. I'm many decades old. I'm always curious to why we see amazing time travels, like H.G. Wells, the time travel, the time machine. Sorry, or we see like really good stories, but we never see any really good like black-driven like time travel movies. I've been always curious, like, why don't we have that? Why don't we ever have a person of color who travels back in time or travels into the future? We just don't have that, and I don't have the answers for it, but it's a question for me. So now I want to try and figure it out. So,
and it's something that when we were kind of talking about this off air, I brought up the point that I don't think people really care, to be honest. And I could be wrong about this. And maybe it's just me personally in regards to time travel, since that's the specific genre of science fiction you brought up. Like, I don't really care if it's a black guy, a white guy, a woman, a man, a monster. Like, I'm not really into time travel. So do you think the issue as far as why we haven't had that type of representation in time travel is because of a lack of interest, in the subject?
And when you said that, initially I was just like, man, what do you mean by you don't care? But then I was like, okay, that's a very true and legit feeling, and it made me think for a second. And you know what? I think it's not a matter of like people not caring. I think it's a matter of people not knowing how to approach the subject, and not knowing how to approach the subject makes you not care, or makes you like disinterested in the subject. It's a lot harder to go like, oh my God, man, I want to figure out what's going on with this ecosystem, you know, by observing it and being a part of it, as opposed to just going, well, let me step all over this, like, these bushes and everything and figure out stuff. It's just, I think people's not understanding of history and people's fear of what comes out of things out of it makes people disinterested.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Again, this is when I think about time travel movies or time travel TV shows. Obviously, you have Endgame, which time travel played a big part in. But even that, you don't even consider. Like, I don't consider Endgame a time travel movie, even though it's such an integral part of it. But I don't. You know what I mean? Like, I think the time travel genre itself is one that is better playing a part of a larger story than being the story. Like, and please, Oz, because I know you have more knowledge of this subject than I do. Tell me another iconic time travel movie besides Back to the Future.
Iconic time travel movies. Well, you know, they actually did a kind of terrible remake of H.G. Wells' The Time Machine. That was a movie. And this is for our listeners too, the chime in. But Back to the Future is an amazing example of time travel. But check it, dude. Think about when Marty McFly goes back to the 50s, you know, even then it's still kind of like sanitized. You know? It wasn't like, oh, hey, I'm going to the soda shop. By the way, whites only. You know? So it's just, it's interesting what we do. I'm going to give you a thing. This isn't a movie, but it's from the graphic novel and the comic book called The Invisibles. Gosh, I think Grant Morrison wrote that. I think he did. So The Invisibles was crazy. Invisible was just about these ragtag bunch of like ne'er-do-wells who are keeping the world safe from like the Illuminati, from every conspiracy theory you can think of. And in this ragtag group, they have like ex-priests who gets caught doing bad stuff. It's really cool because it's just like, you know, you can be a jerk or a failed person and still have purpose. And aside from that, they had like there's a stripper in it who turns out to be an amazing leader, you know. And they had like a reincarnated shaman who was actually a transsexual, and it was awesome. You know, it was just a great take on things, you know. But like the reason I'm breaking this up is because like the thing that always stuck me with the Invisibles, that I was like, whoa, this is mind blowing. They had a piece where they basically said that the steam engine was invented. The steam engine train was invented by like 1411, but certain people went back in time and messed everything up. And I was like, whoa, I can never get over that concept. So, yeah. And speaking of books, there's another interesting one by, I think Turtle Dove, who just like romanticizes like these time travelers going back in time, white dudes who went back in time and basically let the Confederacy win and what happened because of that. So it's just an interesting thing for me. So
okay, all right. Hey, like I said at the beginning of this conversation, this is kind of Oz's wheelhouse.
A straight nerd fest.
And this is Oz's nerd fest. I have been drawn into Oz's nerd fest. He has almost convinced me to let him take over the show. Then I kind of came to my senses and was like, nah, but you can have the topic.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Whatever gives you the illusion of control and makes you feel better. Let's keep going.
This has nothing to do with control.
Yeah, I know, Mr. Anderson. I mean, I meant regular Scott. You're fine.
Oh boy. Listen, but look, before we get too deep into things, allow me to set the table. This is Take a Knee for Marvel vs. DC. I am your host, Regular Scott. With me again is my trusty fan. I am back in my garage. And I am also joined by my wonderful co-host, the comic connoisseur, the mighty Ozzy Killmonger. Oz, what's going on? What is up, good people? Per Oz.
What is up, good people? That was a good one.
I just wanted you to go ahead and address the elephant in the room. I know everyone can hear it because I know they heard the difference when I turned the sound off. I'm back in the garage, okay?
That's not an elephant in the room. That is an industrial-sized fan. Dude, that's the fan. The fan in Regular Scott's room is the fan that they use when they're trying to, like, hey, you want to know what zero gravity feels like? Try this.
This is dude, the fan. The fan I'm using is the one that's on like hydrojets and stuff on the back of like hydrojets and all those things.
When Regular Scott turns his fan on, you can see his like cheeks flattering in the wind.
Come on, man. Shots fired. Come on, man.
I love it, dude. And my trusty co-host, Mr. Fan.
Hey, look, man, he back again. I gotta give him his due because he's gonna be on the show a lot. And you can find us on Twitter. Go ahead.
Yes.
No,
I was gonna say when you hear the term fanboy, you definitely know where the fanboy is.
That's a literal term. You can find us on Twitter at Knee4Marvel vs. DC. That's the number 4. You can email us at Knee4Marvel vs. DC at GoDefyLife.com. We have an email to read out, which should be very interesting to hear Oz's picks. I can't wait to hear these.
Wait, okay. All right, let's do it.
Well, it has to do with sports, so I'm just very curious to hear your take on them. I can't wait to hear what you pick. You can also find our podcast at our hub, DefyLifePods.com, where all of the Defy Life podcasts will be. You can also download our podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Radio Public, TuneIn, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all those places you get your podcasts. You can find us, subscribe, like, give us 5 stars. Let us know what you think. We got a Killmonger conversation from Philip. I'm pretty sure. Let me make sure before I say that. Let me not throw Philip out there before he got one. Let me make sure. let me make sure he got one. No, he got one. All right, he got one. I had to make sure. I was like, I knew Philip sent one. Yeah, Philip sent one in. We got a Killmonger conversation. We got an email. We got Twitter polls. I'm going to go over the Twitter polls actually right now because last week we only got to one. So, Oz, let's get to our Twitter polls. What do you think about that?
I'm with it. Let's do it.
You know, we talked about beer with our Twitter poll, and
I need a beer.
Yeah, you probably do. So our next poll last week we went over the DC. This week, which Marvel group would you rather grab a beer with? We talked about beer a couple episodes ago when we did a face-to-face. And the 4 choices were the Avengers, X-Men, Guardians of the Galaxy, Fantastic Four. With over 200 votes, Oz, who do you think people picked?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy won with 45% of the vote. Oz, who do you think came in last?
Oh, Fantastic Four. Do you think you want to drink with the Fantastic Four?
I wouldn't mind drinking with Sue. Or Johnny, actually. Johnny would probably be a lot of fun to drink with.
Hey, buddy. So he rolled that Invisible Girl, man.
Hey, and Johnny and Ben would probably be a blast to drink with.
Nah, but the buzz killer would be Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
He would be the big. He would be my least favorite person to have a beer with or to get high with. That dude would be a buzz killer. I just feel it. I feel it, man.
Nobody's mentioned anything about drugs. Achilles not here. Shout out to Black Man.
Yeah, cocaine.
Another Twitter poll. This one had over 200.
Wait. So Fantastic Four was the least.
That's what I said.
Oh, word. Okay, cool.
Okay. This one had 275 votes. Which was the best part 3 of a franchise? John Wick 3, Captain America Civil War, Avengers Infinity War, or other? Comment who?
I'm personally just going to go with John Wick 3 because I love John Wick.
Who do you think the people chose?
The people chose the Avenger trilogy.
The people chose Avengers Infinity War with 53% of the vote.
Amen. I know the people. I'm on tap with the people, dude.
Some of the comments, our good friend JD, who I also host the Showdown Pro Wrestling podcast with, cheap plug.
Cheap plug.
Said Return of the Jedi. Phantom at Phantom5162 said Ragnarok.
What?
Thor Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok is really good. The Lone Wolf. The Lone Wolf said Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Oh God! What? No.
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 Okay, I got it. I guess you really didn't want that one, huh?
No, dude. They straight up, dude. They kind of skirt the edge with Die Hard 2.
Hey, look, I can't wait. I can't wait to hear what you think about this one. Anthony, DC Outlaw at Crimson Cow AJD said Star Wars Return of the Sith. No, I'm sorry, Revenge of the Sith. Sorry, Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith as like one of the best.
Wow.
So did he understand that you said trilogy and not like tragedy?
Wow, are you taking shots at the audience?
No, never.
No, you just did, dude. Yo, you just own up to it. If you're going to, just do it, man. Just own up to it and claim it. Just be you.
Okay, here. Let me claim loud and clear what I'm doing. Not to the audience, but just to Star Wars, dude. That Sith thing was terrible.
A couple more.
Okay.
JT at Alistair Grayson. Shout out to you, Alistair Grayson. Good name. Said Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade.
No, that's okay.
Jay Fry at Kid Fate said Return of the King.
Return of the King.
Lord of the Rings.
Oh
God.
Oh boy.
Okay, Oz. Enough with the shots. Enough with the shots at the audience.
No, hey, look, listen. I've had my beers and I have my opinions. I'm just saying this out loud, dude. Hey, we got to come to terms and listen, for the beautifulness of the choreographed fight scenes, for the artistry, the art direction, the talent that was portrayed in all these movies. But we're going to have to come to terms with Star Wars and with Lord of the Rings and just like put them on the shelf where they need to be, you know. So it's good. I'm just
bro,
because
you just took a whole shot at two huge fandoms right now. What's going on? What's gotten into? Listen, on behalf of Take a Knee, I would just like to say
this one is on me, gentlemen. My bad.
My bad.
The only reason I say that is just because I will change my. Of course, I'm allowed to. I'm an American. I'll change my mind next week. But I'm on a good Star Trek kick, man. Now more than ever, we need ourselves a good Federation and a good Starfleet. You know. So,
all right.
This is not advocating Space Force, by the way. So.
Okay.
But it is advocating Space Force on Netflix, which is a very funny show.
Yeah. That's our Twitter polls. That's what we got. I did not expect this to turn into a firing range for Oz. I apologize.
No. You're getting a little too sensitive about it.
Yeah,
hold on, Tiger.
Hold on, Tiger.
Hold on there, Tiger King. You know,
you hold on, champ. Speaking of Tiger King, we will be bringing that up
Okay.
later. I'm glad you mentioned that.
I know. I felt you. It's okay.
You ain't feel nothing.
That was what a great response. You ain't feel nothing. I mean, that sounded like the line from when they tore from Thomas. Is it Thomas Jane? When he played the Punisher and they tortured the kid by pulling out all of his piercings. and he goes to the Punisher. The Punisher's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe they did that." He goes, "Don't worry, I ain't tell him nothing." I was like, oh God, they took all your piercings out. They pulled them out your face.
Wow, you feeling good?
Which is
today,
one
huh?
reason why you shouldn't have. This is one reason why you shouldn't have a bunch of piercings in your face. By the way,
True that. Let's get to some news tidbits. Let's
understand, right?
I got it. I don't want no problems. I just want a good, clean show. You know,
Nobody moved. Nobody gets shot.
Whoa! Shots fired. I don't even know who they got. Okay, couple news tidbits. Darth Maul and Lando are going to be appearing in a few Disney Plus series, and Darth Maul might even be getting his own Disney Plus series. First thing I would like to know, Oz, do you care as a Trekkie? And secondly, if you do care, what are your thoughts?
Well, yeah, I do. It's a sci-fi game. I mean, The Mandalorian is beautiful. You know, I wonder. Donnie's gonna do some more Lando, right?
Yeah, Danny got a couple more shots.
Wait, Donnie, not Danny.
Danny Glover.
No, it's Don. Wait, are you sure it's Danny Glover? It's not Donnie Glover.
It is Donald Glover.
Hold on, kid. You sounded really confident when you were wrong. I'm just saying. I'm like, and you like how they did that. Are you sure it's not?
Hey, listen, ladies and gentlemen, again.
This one is on me, gentlemen. My bad.
The fan talking to you, ain't he? Hey, yo. Regular Scott, you right. Don't listen to Uncle Oz. You right, dude.
My bad. I have no idea why Danny Glover's on the mind.
Regular Scott is so hot in his garage that he's hilarious. This dude said, Danny, yeah.
Oh God, is his name Donald? Oh man, this is not going well.
This dude. Hey, by the way, everybody, Regular Scott, he just did a video for me. He has changed. This is his third shirt he's changed.
No, it's
he's sweated
not.
through T-shirts already.
No, it's not. Yeah, listen. I will not allow for untruthful slander to happen. You can slander me, but untruthful slander I will not tolerate.
This series is struggling. Okay,
I'm not struggling. I'm good. I got my fan.
Hey, Regular Scott pulled me aside and said, "Hey, you good if we do the show for 15 minutes?" I was like, "Wait, what?"
Hey, look, okay. It's not true. All right, couple more news tidbits because we got a lot of the show to get to, and it's hot in here.
Wait, hold on. I want to get back to one more thing.
You really have another point to make after you just went on your little rant?
No, dude, I just corrected you.
You didn't. Yeah. You're right.
Okay. So, do you think that they're gonna do Darth Maul?
I don't think so.
Pre-encounter with Obi-Wan?
I don't think they're gonna have him on the show at all. No. I think it'll be. You mean first encounter or second encounter? Like the first time they fight from Phantom Menace, or after they fight on the cartoon?
Well, do you think it's gonna be his life before he encounters?
Before or after the cartoon?
Yeah, before the cartoon. Oh no! Sorry, that's a lie. But before the movie.
Before Phantom Menace, where he first shows up in the movie. Oh no! It'll definitely be present day.
Oh, you see. Okay, good, cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying. No, heck no. I definitely think it'll be present day.
Okay.
Because he's back in the cartoon, and the cartoon, I guess, is up to date too. I don't watch the cartoon.
I know, but
I know he's up to date.
At one point, wasn't he like a kind of spider bottom kind of?
Yeah, a little bit. No, don't know a lot more than that, but I know that.
Okay. Yeah. More
but look, I wouldn't have too much confidence in my answers right now, though.
I have zero confidence in your answers.
All right.
You have a lot of confidence in you being wrong. But
Hey, your boy will answer a question real confidently and not know the answer.
My God, dude, I can just see you on Jeopardy being like, excuse me, Alex, I think you need to check that. And it's like, well, dude, we have a team of lawyers here. No, I know you do, but I'm regular Scott. Check it. Okay, well, regular Scott wants us to check it. 2 + 2 is 5. Apparently, what he says.
So I got my sound effects here. That's just shots fired. So news tidbits. Owen Wilson. This is a very interesting news tidbit. Is rumored to be playing Krang the Conqueror.
Whoa.
What are your
thoughts?
Well,
I got a thing for you. Okay, ready? Can't get your opinion on this. Do you think he's capable?
Go ahead.
No, I really want your opinion on this. Seriously, all jokes aside.
All right.
Do you think he's going to pull out a comedy Kang or a real, like, bloodthirsty Kang? Because, like, remember, he's the same cat from Behind Enemy Lines, where I was like, man, this guy's actually got some good chops for, like, some drama and action.
I think it'll go. I think he's going to be so over the top comedy and do so much over the top, and then when it's time for him to get serious, I think he's going to flip a switch, and I think he's just going to be this uber serious, ultra. He can do cocky really well. I think he'll be this ultra cocky guy, and you're just going to see a switch in his demeanor, his attitude. He's still going to be cracking jokes, but it's going to have a whole new life because he's an actor. One thing you've been saying these last few weeks that I think you're 100% spot on is these comedy actors, they can act. For the most part, they can act.
They can do their drama.
Yeah, and I think he's going to flip a switch because he's going to be so over the top. And he's just going to flip, and we're all going to be like, whoa. That's what I see for his character.
And I'm going to tell you like this. Like, you want to find a really good drama actor, dude. Like I said, find a good stand-up comedian that's been through, like, that's had to tour. And this had people, like, talk crap on them, and they had to respond to it, or had to be on an off day. Yeah, you're going to, that's where you find the good people, dude, yeah, it's interesting. But Kang can come off so many different ways. Yeah. Well, and by the way, full circle, time travel. So.
Always keep things full circle. That's just how we do. I did that on purpose.
Yes, you did, Donald. It's a rare opportunity where I can be like, oh, this is fun.
Dude, this has happened for you to last like 3 weeks.
And I love it, dude. I love it. But as usual, and I'm gonna say it right now. Oh, I know you get your finger on the delete button to say like, man, I had another technical difficulty, bro. I was like, I know you did. That's why I'm recording this whole thing.
Well, even if I tweet it out tomorrow, you won't know till next week when you actually check your Twitter. So.
No, yeah, you're right.
Okay. Next news tidbit. Brie Larson wants to play Samus, Metroid.
Who?
Samus, Metroid.
From the video game?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Brie. Whatever you want. Bree's killing the Twitter game. I'm gonna let Bree have her day. She can do whatever she wants to, man.
I'm gonna be. Hey.
You know what I'm saying? You want? I want to see Bree. I'm gonna be totally sexist in this. I want to see Brie Larson do Sheena. She'd do a good twist on Sheena of the Jungle.
Listen. I don't care about what Brie Larson's doing anymore.
I know you don't.
She could do. No, it ain't got nothing to do with me hating on her. But why? Why do you want to be Samus all of a sudden? What reason do you want to be Samus all of a sudden? I don't care.
Well, I'll tell you,
I don't care.
I know you don't, man. I'll tell you this: if y'all want to make Brie smile in a couple pictures, because she'll never smile. Man, start saying, all right, Brie, do you think? Go ahead, you can be that Metroid,
But look, here's the thing, though. Keep her under that mask the whole movie.
Well, I guess, yeah.
Just like Mandalorian. or Dread.
And then at the last minute, she reveals her face, and boom.
There you go.
And at the last minute, you're like, yo, that's the dude from The Equalizer. Oh, my God. Equalizer 2.
Oh, yeah? You taking shit? Word? You really taking shots like that?
What? No, dude. It's true. He's from The Equalizer 2, bro.
Oh, I thought you were calling... I get you now. I thought you were talking about Bree, calling Bree a man. I thought you were calling Bree person.
Come on, cuz. No, man.
That's what I thought you were doing.
Regular Scott. I think you need to get some coffee or some tea.
Hold on, wait a minute. You think I need to drink some hot coffee while I'm in the heat?
Actually, yes. You know why? Because sometimes when you drink hot liquids in the heat, it does a weird psychosomatic thing where it makes you feel like it's cooling yourself.
I'm about to take a shot. I'm about to take a shot of vodka.
No, don't do that. Or put a cold rag behind your neck.
Maybe I'll do that during the commercial break.
Why don't you drink a beer?
Vodka.
You don't drink vodka, dude. You ain't get the tolerance for life.
Nobody asked you if I have the tolerance for vodka.
You are a Coors Light.
Hey, first, I am definitely not a Coors Light guy. We both know that.
Silver Bullet, dude.
Stop.
I know you are.
You're a Keystone guy. Kamala Khan.
That's
her first
appearance, dude.
Yeah, it was.
Her
first
you're a
appearance.
Corona Light, dude, man.
I don't mind a Corona Light. Her first appearance will not be.
You're Bud Light and tomato juice.
Kamala Khan. Her first appearance will not be in her Disney Plus show. She will make an appearance before that. Oz, what show or movie do you think she will appear in before her TV show? The new Miss Marvel.
Who? Oh.
Miss Khan.
That's hard. Maybe maybe in Winter Soldier.
Okay, that's interesting. Definitely wasn't expecting
well,
that.
part of the Avengers Initiative, that kind of weird stuff, you know.
Okay. I'm gonna say Captain Marvel too. I feel like that would be their way of introducing her. Well,
that makes the most logical sense too. By the way, that's very smart.
And I feel like it's an easy way for them to be like, oh, that's how she got her name. That's why she's Miss Marvel instead of Captain, and all that stuff. So I just think that's an easy way to do all that. You might even get a shot of all the Marvels with Monica as well.
Yeah,
suiting up and have Miss, Monica, and Captain all there. So that could end up being a scene out of, and then you'll have your three characters here on out that you can branch off, and they can all do their own thing.
Yeah, or you could send, which apparently you want to send Bree back to the Key universe or Key galaxy.
Kree. No, Bree's fine. I don't dislike Bree. I don't get the
Well, you
people,
sound like it.
Well, no, it's just people are so enamored with her, and they're like, "Oh my God, Brie Larson's gonna be in this. Did you see Captain Marvel? It was amazing." It's fine. It's okay. That's all. I'm just not blown away. I was more blown away with Brie Larson in 21 Jump Street than I was in Captain Marvel.
Yeah, that just wasn't at all. I was like, okay.
It was fine. It wasn't a bad movie at all. It was fine. Okay, great. Glad to know.
No, I have nothing to say. You just your way of dealing with the heat is like sipping on Gatorade. So it's fine, dude. Sip away.
All right, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. All right, we actually are going to have a couple commercial breaks in this episode. We're going to try to break things up. We're going to plug a couple more different podcasts on this episode.
Because regular Scott needs to run into the house.
Yeah, I gotta go get that cold rag and throw on my neck. I'll be right back.
Welcome to the Anything, Everything, and Nothing podcast with Lynn and Kim. Join us as we discuss the latest in everything from entertainment and current events to the craziness that is our real life.
Let's laugh, let's live, let's talk about it. New episode every Tuesday on the Defy Life Podcast Network. And remember, if you're not defying life, then what are you doing? Lynn and Kim.
And we are back. Make sure you are checking out the Anything, Everything, and Nothing podcast featuring the first ladies of Defy Life, Lynn and Kim. Not only are they the first ladies of Defy Life, they are the first female battleground champions. They are the first of a lot when it comes to Defy Life. They hold it down. They do a great job. Make sure you check them out. They beat Uncle Oz.
Jesus.
I just want to throw that out there. I guess I didn't need to, but
man, you like Stonewall Jackson's like troops, dude. Shoot me in the back, dude. Oh my god.
Sorry, that was
wow.
That was a bit much. All right, we got a question. We got a listener question.
Why did regular Scott just say that? I don't know either. Yeah, I'm yes.
Oh man, that would be a very fast turnaround for a listener question, but we haven't even released this episode. That would be amazing for someone to send that listener question in. The question is actually from our good friends over at the Unsupervised, the spinoff podcast. Macho Man Vandal Savage, West Coast J, was having a conversation with Hollywood Paul. He writes, so I'm sitting here with Hollywood P, and we got a question. Who would win a basketball game between Marvel and DC? What about a 7-game series? Limited powers, of course. No flying, no flame on. Who would be the Marvel starting 5, and what about DC? Y'all continue to hold it down. I'll be by with some beers soon. Yeah, we need that fridge filled. And we'll get Uncle Oz on to talk politics with us soon. Okay, bye-bye.
Oh, yeah.
Macho Man Vandal Savage, West Coast J. So, Oz, I know that you are the sports guy on this podcast. Who would win in a basketball game between Marvel and DC?
I believe you meant to say the sports connoisseur.
I can't wait to hear your answers for these questions, sports connoisseur.
I'm looking at my folks right now, and I don't know. It turns into some. I don't want to say like dirty or stuff, but I got DC because my starting 5.
Well, hold on. Before you give your starting 5, hold on. Before you do that, because I want to do it a certain way. Because when you give your DC, I want to give my Marvel, and then when I give my DC, I want you to give your Marvel, so we kind of contrast the two. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now, limited power, so obviously, Superman can't punch somebody through a wall, and fouls are going to be called. So this is going to be like a game. So if you have an overpowered guy who's out of control and can't control his strength and sends a guy flying, that's going to be a foul. He might get thrown out for that. Like this is a real game. Sure. You know what I mean?
For deadly sure, and in honor of a real game, since you are legit, regular Scott, of the few things that he can do good, I mean, he made a beautiful kid, and like he can play a little ball, but other than that, he's struggling. I'm gonna let you go first with your Marvel starting 5 for me.
All right, so obviously, you got the stereotypical starting 5 where you go like Captain America, Black Panther, guys like that. And I might have a couple guys on there. But I got a few guys on here who I think most people probably would overlook when you're picking a basketball starting 5. My point guard. Now, point guard's got to be able to read the floor. He's got to see things happen before they happen. He's got to be athletic. He's got to be able to push the floor. He's got to be able to defend. He's got to be able to switch on the bigs and hold his own. I got to go with somebody strong, somebody with anticipation skills. My point guard is going to be Spider-Man.
Okay.
My 2 guard, obviously your 2 guard's got to be somebody who can knock down the long-range shot. You want him to be able to spread the floor for you, open up the lane so my point guard can attack. So my 2 guard is going to be Bullseye.
Oh,
got to be able to hit the long distance bomb, and who better to do that than Bullseye? My three-man. My three-man's got to be able to do a little bit of everything. He's got to be able to run the point. He's got to be able to hit the shot. He's got to be able to finish. He's got to rebound a little bit. He's got to be able to play big. The three-man has to be versatile. He's got to be able to fill any need. This is kind of where I go to the vets. This is where I go to a guy who can do a little bit of everything. He can play a little point guard if I need him to. This is where I go to Tony Stark. Iron Man plays my three. My four-man. Now, this is where I think we're probably going to – I think some people are going to be like, really? This is your four? My four-man, we're going with the small ball lineup. We're going to try to push the floor, but I have somebody who can control their strength and who can play big. You know, he's got the athletic ability. My four-man is going to be Captain America. You know, you got to – I feel like Cap has to be on your team. Now, my five-man. My five is going to be somebody that nobody probably expected and nobody probably picked. But it's going to be somebody who's just as smart as anyone else on this earth, can defend the basket, can get to anywhere he needs to on the floor. My five-man is Mr. Fantastic. He can stretch and extend as far as he needs to and play that great defense all over the hoop. I got Mr. Fantastic guarding the paint.
Now, why did you put your to define your two man?
Bullseye is my long distance guy. Since he doesn't miss, he's going to be able to hit that 3-pointer with pretty good consistency.
Okay.
So that's why I went with Bullseye at my two. So yeah, that's my Marvel lineup.
And what is your point guard dude?
Spider-Man, Peter Parker.
But what does the point guard do?
The point guard leads the team. The point guard kind of anticipates the offense. He pushes the offense. Depending on how your system runs, like sometimes your three-man might be able to run the offense because your point guard likes to attack. So Spider-Man, I feel like, can fill all those needs, and his spider sense will give him an advantage because he'll be able to anticipate really well. You're not going to be able to poke a ball from behind him. I like what Spider-Man brings to the point guard position.
All right, well, you know, me being a layman, I can give you my 5 DC as my starting 5 DC.
Let's do that.
Oh boy, this is gonna be kind of terrible. But let me have a sip of my alcohol. I mean my DC Marvel basketball juice.
DC Marvel basketball juice.
It was delicious, by the way. So here I go. I got my point guard being the Joker.
Wow! I can't wait to hear that explanation.
Oh, just because I feel like he can just like I want him to be like you don't know what to expect from this guy, and at the end of the day, the Joker can be a leader. He just chooses to be like chaotic. But I think if he had a goal, which is to cause mayhem to the Marvel guys without the referees knowing that he was doing stuff, I would count on that guy to do it. Now, bear with me here. I got my two-man is the Flash, and I just started going with stuff. Okay, my two-man is the Flash. My three-guy.
So you were so now look, the Flash is a bit OP for a basketball game, right?
Right. Oh. Okay, but what does a two-man do?
Usually a two-man. I mean, it depends on what your team like. But like for my team, my two-man is to spread the floor. He's a guy to knocks down the outside shot, so the defense has to play on
So not doing supersonic or speed of light Flash, but just think of that guy being a calculating person because he can calculate all this stuff at the speed of light.
Okay,
you know?
I would be okay with the Flash playing as long as like any speedster they can't surpass a certain speed during the game.
No, so any speedster in the game is just above average faster than the fastest person in basketball.
All right, I might have to change. I'm okay with the speedster. I'm okay with them like having some speed and having that as an advantage. But like, I mean, god dang, the Flash. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hey, hold on. Hey, you just asked me who my five was.
You're right. No. You're absolutely right. I'm just. I am doing nothing more than critiquing from the stands.
Okay, because the only thing I got from you is that for some crazy reason you want the dude from Predator 2 to be connected to the Star Wars universe for some reason. Okay,
all right,
so
continue.
I'm trying to go with the flow. Okay?
Let's finish our lineups, buddy. Let's get to the rest of your lineup. What else we got, dude? Come on.
Let's talk about. No, really, he's a lethal weapon. I'm like, I get you, son.
All right,
okay,
all right.
I got
Shout out to Danny Glover.
Shout out to Danny Glover for real, man. Yeah. 3-man is Batman. My 4-person is Wonder Woman. And my 5-man is straight up Superman. Not OG Superman, but the Superman.
Well, I'm gonna have to change my lineup, and then since you,
no,
I mean, like I didn't know we were going with guys. Actually, I'm good. I'm good with what I got for a basketball game. I am very confident in what I have.
You should be destroyed.
Lois. Clark ain't playing no basketball. He gonna crush the ball.
Dude,
they won't even realize it. He gonna be traveling.
No, hold on, wait. A couple things about this cat. He has long since surpassed the days of him breaking eggs by holding the egg by the time he was like 5 years old from having good old Martha and John around. Okay, this dude has seen everything. He's like, oh, so that's how the humans play basketball. If I were doing it, I'd do it. Man, this guy has calculated every single way to do something, dude. You think that a dude who can't turn coal into a diamond doesn't know every basketball strategy? Oh, please, man. Please.
All right, so let's
hey, LeBron. Hey, what's up, Kal-El? Hey, man, let's just play a private game, me and you, 1-on-1. What? I don't know. Okay, let's do it.
All right, come on, I got it. Great. All right, so let's get to our next lineup. What's your Marvel lineup?
What's your Marvel? No, what's your DC lineup? I know. I'm gonna take my Marvel.
No, I can go first if you want me to.
No, because you went first. I want to be respectful. I got my point guard is Spider-Man. I got my 2-man is Mr. Fantastic. My 3-man is Black Panther. My 4-person is Invisible Woman, and my 5-man is the Incredible Hulk. Not overpowered Hulk, but intelligent Professor Hulk. And you, kind sir.
Well, for my DC lineup, since I had to change a couple things because of the lineup that I see is now. I wasn't even gonna pick Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, any of them because I was like they're too powerful. But now that I know they're on the table, that just makes my lineup a lot easier.
Whenever I'm approached with a question, I don't limit myself. Just something for the futures. Okay, just you got to think outside the box, dude.
All right. Well, here's my outside the box lineup I had originally. Mr. Terrific is going to run my point. He's obviously an athlete, an Olympic level athlete. So I feel like basketball would be natural. He's one of the top 3 smartest people in the world. So I feel like game planning will be natural to him. My 2-man is going to be Deadshot because obviously long range. He's going to knock down the shot for me. It was between him and Ollie. I went with Deadshot because I went with the bad guys. Okay. My 3-man or my 3-woman is Wonder Woman. I did choose Wonder Woman. Actually,
I know you didn't.
I didn't go with Superman though. Superman, because I don't rock with soups. But Wonder Woman, I did go with my 3. My 4-man, I went with Bane. Straight muscle. Straight muscle. He a calculated dude. He gonna be talking smack. He gonna be playing dirty, throwing elbow. He's gonna be like Dennis Rodman and Charles Oakley.
Right.
That's how Bane's gonna play.
To an Invisible Woman he's gonna be like, oh brother, the darkness, and she's like, yeah, I get it, Bane. I'm invisible. Excuse me when I go around you.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Like, how is she gonna just be invisible the whole game?
But the light was blinding, and she's like, "Yeah, I get it." Anyway.
My 5-man is going to be Plastic Man.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that. I appreciate that.
So that's my 5 men. So that's my squad. I will put these up on either Twitter or on the companion piece that Oz will be writing this week.
Yes,
hopefully. We'll be putting. Dude, nobody had to know anything about it until you made a big deal about it. Nobody even had to know it was there. You brought it. You're bringing attention to it.
Everybody, dude, man, you got to throw a little jab in there, man. You're not the Mike Tyson because he's the GOAT. He's one of the GOATs. Man, you're like the George Foreman of boxing, of the comic game. Dude.
Hey, George Foreman's
you trying to. Oh yeah, he's great. But you still trying to have a grill and stuff. I'm like, all right, cool, dude. Just retire peacefully, man.
Just retire peacefully. All right.
Why you naming all your kids George? Why you naming all your kids George in the first place, too? By the way,
Killmonger conversation,
which is fine.
Killmonger conversation from our good friend Philip. Okay, let's shift the mood a little bit. We need Philip to come and save the show.
Yes. Oh, the show's fine, Donald.
Shout out to Donald Glover as well.
Shout out to the Don, dude.
Shout out to the Glovers.
Shout out to the Glovers, dude.
Here we go. That should be a TV show on Netflix. My friend this is from our good friend Philip Darnell at War Vinny. Philip, we appreciate you as always. Keep them coming. If you want any Killmonger conversations answered, email us, DM us. You can hit Ozzy on his Twitter. He checks it once a month. Philip Darnell writes, my friend from work, Benny, had another conversation we need an opinion on. So him and Benny had another talk. Shout out to you, Benny. I guess you're a part of these conversations as well.
Yo, Benny, what is your Twitter? What's going on with you, Benny?
Hey, look, maybe Benny doesn't want us to know his Twitter, and that's fine too.
Benny's like, yeah, man, I can't be doing.
Yeah. Do you think there is a correlation between the decline in popularity with Superman and American exceptionalism? Hashtag leave Nick alone. Hashtag Star Trek rocks. Hashtag Nick needs a Starfleet uniform.
Okay.
Oh, Oz, before you start, let me mute my mic so I can turn my fan off while your Killmonger conversation's going on. No background noise.
But see, your fans should be it's appropriate because it's like I have a cape on and the wind's blowing my cape out. Yo, Phil, thank you for another awesome thought-provoking question. By the way, that's actually a legit good question. Yeah, there is a shift from the Superman whole motif and narrative, and I wonder if that is the case. Maybe I'll pose it this way. I think in some aspects you're right. The decline and the Superman being awesome and this thing is also a awareness of America. Like, yeah, America's not so great, but I'm going to tell you like this, man. Like, for what we've been through as a country, we sometimes falter, but America's it's still an amazing experiment and an amazing idea, conception, so not to be long-winded about it, but yeah, in an aspect you're right, but think about this. Maybe Superman, the whole idea of this almost godlike figure, who can solve all these problems, has been replaced with the more common person, because now we're looking towards the Iron Man, the Tony Stark of the world, like these people that can create and make things like that. Because like Superman, basically DC got replaced with Marvel, which is saying, these kind of unapproachable people, a goddess, a alien from another planet, who inherits all these amazing powers, and also a billionaire. We're going to replace him with, of course, this guy is ultra rich, but we're going to replace him with a super, like what a human can be if they could reach their absolute potential, Captain America. Well, let's replace him with what a woman can be if she can reach her potential, but is also given a boost too by outside sources, Captain Marvel. And let's replace these folks with, what would have happened if this land called Wakanda would have existed. So I think they've just been replaced, and that's good. All of our myths, all of our folklore, they get replaced and updated as we get updated too, as we go through different strifes. I look forward to seeing, I look forward to COVID being totally away, but I also look forward to seeing when what comes out of all this COVID stuff and the Black Lives Matters movement too, because I think there's going to be a lot of really cool stuff coming out of both those things. So yeah, that's it.
My man Philip, as always, we appreciate you. Benny, we appreciate you too. You guys keep having those conversations so we can keep Oz having these conversations.
Yeah, Benny keeps Philip on his toes, and Philip keeps us on his toes, and that's the way we keep it moving forward.
There it is. And if you have any conversations you want answered or emails that you want answered, comments, questions, email us at knee4marvelvsdc. That's the number 4 at godefylife.com. Or you can find us on Twitter at knee4marvelvsdc, the number 4. We're on Facebook as well. You can send a message or you can just send an email. We will read it on air like we just did. We love all the support that we get, and especially with the polls and the feedback we get on stuff like that. So we appreciate everybody. Listen, we are closing in on 1,000 followers on Twitter. We are, let me check, as of this recording, so this could be changing by the time this episode actually releases. But as of this recording, we have 992 followers. So we need 8 more followers.
If I add myself, I'll add a tonight when we finish the show.
Great, and we will not follow you back. But
I know
we need 8 more followers. Once we hit the 1,000, we will do another giveaway. We'll be giving away another T-shirt, another Take a Knee T-shirt. Philip won our last T-shirt. Somebody else will win this one. So we're going to do another giveaway once we hit that big 1,000 mark. That'll be a big milestone for us. And we're closing in on our 100th episode.
Lots of milestones happening.
This is episode 83.
Lots of milestones happening. We got like 17 more, man. We're as they say, about to turn the corner.
And then that's going to be the end of the show. 100 and done.
Why would you say that?
That's just going to be it. It's going to be it. 100 and then done.
Okay, so okay.
That's going to be that's the season, that's the season finale.
All right. Well, you apparently Ray Scott is bowing out of this because he's got other opportunities. But you can find you can find me still at Take a Knee with Uncle Oz. We have 17 more shows to discuss, but then let me know, okay?
Oh man,
this guy said 100 and done.
We're gonna.
Hey,
go ahead, Oz.
No, I'm being dead serious. You got approached by Danny Glover? It's a scam, dude. That wasn't the real Danny Glover who approached you, dude.
Hashtag leave Nick alone has worked wonders. We're going to take one more commercial break. Actually, we might take another one. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Because we got to discuss these next 17 episodes. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Ken M.
Padawan J.
Coach Duffy. From the Ocho Duro Parlay Hour podcast. Every week, the ODPH is talking sports, movies, TV, comics, and more. It's always a parlay of topics on each episode. You can find the ODPH on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, and wherever you find great podcasts, such as the one you're listening to right now. Don't forget to check out OchoDuroParlayHour.com, where you can find the links to all of the ODPH social media accounts, Links to the bands whose music you hear each week on the show, hashtag 607 podcast info, and parlay points are a companion blog section of the show. Thanks for listening to the ODPH. Now get back to your regularly scheduled podcast.
And we are back. Make sure you check out the Ocho Duro Parlay Hour podcast, the ODPH podcast. You can find them everywhere they listed. All the same places you can find our podcast as well. You can also find them on Twitter at OD Parlay Hour. Oz, before we move on to our pick 4, one's got to go, I need to know, because we didn't finish answering West Coast J, Macho Man Vandal Savage question all the way. Who do you think would win in a 7-game series for the championship, Marvel or DC?
I just feel like DC would eat up Marvel eventually.
I think Marvel takes it. I think DC gets cocky.
Why?
I think DC gets cocky, and I think Marvel has more. To me, Marvel's about heart, and I think they got enough heart to win it. I'll go with heart.
Yeah, no, heart is awesome, but we're not talking about like a fair game. We're talking about just a basketball game. And like you got Lex Luthor in there, dude. You got some very vicious people in there.
And another thing, like we're talking basketball, I think the Marvel guys would be able to just play the sport and I think they would outskill them in the game better. Like just as for just being able to play basketball. I'll take Marvel characters over DC characters.
Deadshot, Green Arrow, all these guys who just are just calculating fools. Plastic Man.
You got a lot of white boys over there on that DC side. You got a lot of diversity on that Marvel side.
Yeah, but like, thanks, racist. Just because, by the way, just because those guys were meant to play soccer instead of basketball, and so there you go. See.
How you gonna call me out and then say they were meant to play soccer? What? That's even worse.
Those cats are meant to play. All you diverse people on Marvel, they really want to play baseball. They actually all the diverse people on Marvel are curlers, dude.
Listen, I would like to apologize to my
heart they wanted to curl.
To the other half of my half white brothers, you know, I am half white as well. I would just like to say on behalf of Take a Knee for Marvel vs. DC.
This one is on me, gentlemen.
Yeah.
My bad.
Them cats, they're like
You're right. There's some nasty white boys in basketball. You're right,
dude. That NASCAR will no longer have a Confederate flag because of what one brother did in the whole thing. So like a lot of them cats are like, no man, I want to drive a car fast. I'm a superhero.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You know.
All right, so who's your head coach? Who's the head coach of Marvel? Dude. Who's the head coach of Marvel?
Oh,
because I think Odin. I think it's I think Black Panther's like, yo, I'm not playing basketball with you people. I'll be the coach. I'm not playing though.
No, Black Panther.
T'Challa not playing with them.
Like kind of jerky. Well, he'll be an asshole. He'll be like, I'm not gonna play with you guys.
Yeah, I'm not playing with you.
Basketball. I don't do that. You know, it's like, all right, cool. Bye, T'Challa. You're out. You know?
Who's the coach of DC?
And then they're gonna be like. And so actually, here's how it goes. I'm not going to play basketball with you guys. And then Sam, like, so that's cool. Sam, you want to? And Sam's gonna be like, no, I ain't playing either, dude.
So who's the coach of DC?
The coach of DC, man. It should go to like a Lex Luthor kind of cat, dude.
Vandal Savage. He would know. He would know every offense and every defense in basketball history.
Vandal's the owner, dude.
No, he would know literally every play ever created.
That's so smart. That's very smart. Vandal Savage.
Yeah,
Vandal
ever
Savage,
created.
Yeah. And see, that's to my point, dude.
You know what? I might need to have Vandal on my team now that I think about it. Because you know he can play.
Dude. Yeah, man, I'm just saying, man. Like, that dude, and he's like, oh my God. That cat is like straight up built for it. He's a Neanderthal. He's built for that.
I almost had Big Barter on
You know,
the squad.
No, but think about this dude. This dude was like fighting like armies and stuff back when people were just like going toe to toe with swords. So he was meant for like, imagine that guy.
He's the DC version of the old guard. He's the DC version of the old guard.
He is totally the DC version of the old guard. So like, yeah, yeah, and he's smart too, man. Give me a break, man. Yeah, it's a wrap, dude.
All right, I got a.
You know, and then you can be like,
you got more?
You know, Superman's a little tired. Okay, good. General Zod, step in. Supergirl, step in. It's gross, dude. It's terrible.
All right, so I got a pick 4, and then a 1's got to go. I
can't wait to hear this.
I
can't wait.
I had a Keanu Reeves pick 4, but then I was like, you know what? Let's do, since we did Netflix last week, let's do a Netflix pick 4. So we're gonna do Netflix TV shows and original movies. Pick 4.
And this is when regular Scott gives 20 movies and says,
I'm gonna give the normal 16. I'm gonna give the normal 16, okay, and you get rid of 12 off the bat. Okay?
I got you.
All right.
I got you.
Daredevil. Black Mirror. Stranger Things. Ozark. Tiger King. Umbrella Academy. The Old Guard. Extraction.
You said we can keep 8, right?
You can keep 4. Jessica Jones. Luke Cage. Umbrella Academy.
You said Umbrella Academy already.
Did I say Umbrella Academy?
You did.
Narcos.
Okay.
The Crown. You. Altered Carbon.
You mean me?
No, you. The show You.
No, me.
Punisher. Orange is the New Black.
I'm completely biased, so.
And let me see. The Defenders.
Umbrella Academy.
The Defenders.
I'm good. I'm good, dude. I know my thing.
All right, what's your 4?
Daredevil, Black Mirror, Old Guard, Extraction.
All right, I am going with Black Mirror for sure. Tiger King.
What?
Stranger Things.
Wait, stop. Why?
I thought Tiger King was fantastic. It was a great 4. It was definitely worth keeping over Narcos, The Crown, The Defenders.
I know. Well, yeah, you should have said Iron Fist. Okay, come on, dude.
But like I said, I have Black Mirror.
Yep.
Tiger King.
Yep. You said that, dude. That's just someone saying something to be antagonistic, dude.
Stranger Things.
Yeah, see, that's a hard one for me, dude.
Daredevil.
Oh, Daredevil's great. See, Stranger Things, I was just like,
I don't need the Old Guard. I don't need Extraction. I'm good without them.
Ogard was amazing. Even my 10-year-old, I'm going to get in trouble for having my 10-year-old watch that movie.
Somebody about to call the social services on you when they listen to this show.
Yeah, excuse me. So, well, did he enjoy it? Yeah, he gave it a favorable review. Actually, it's really good.
Look, they're gonna be like, what's his name? His name is Uncle Ozzy Killmonger.
Yeah. What's his son name? His son name is Eric Killmonger. No, man. Hey, dude, it was brilliant. And you know what? For Extraction and for the Old Guard, I love it because I look forward to the sequels, dude. It's gonna be some pretty amazing sequels.
Okay, whatever you say.
Oh, you don't think the Old Guard has potential to be like balls out crazy for a sequel?
Listen, I think the Old Guard was an MGK with an Infinity Gauntlet. We talked about this. It's fine. It's a really good. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. That's all I can say about it.
Well, here you go, Mr. I'm sweating because I need an AC in my garage.
Actually, it's cooling down. It feels pretty good in here right now.
Yeah, because you have to mentally tell yourself, I am not hot. It is not 104 degrees in here. And that's actually a testament to your mental fortitude because you're making yourself be like, it is 60 degrees. It is 60 degrees.
It's not that cool in here.
Well, here, my thing is always this. What would happen if Tiger King was a movie and Old Guard was a series?
Well, if Tiger King was a movie, it wouldn't have worked. You wouldn't have been able to die. You wouldn't have been able to get into much detail, so it wouldn't have worked.
Mm-hmm.
The show would not have worked at all.
And for those same reasons, I guess if you had made Old Guard a series, it would have been blown out crazy. Like amazing crazy.
It could have, or it could have had a lot of fluff. And it turned into like an Iron Fist.
Yeah, but I know Iron Fist is its own terribleness, so
I think it happened the way it happened. The Tiger King is completely mindless, senseless. Just turn your brain off and just watch these complete buffoons make a mockery of just
right.
You know what I mean? Like that's all that show is.
I know.
I love a train wreck. I love a train wreck.
I know, and that's part of our American culture. So my thing is like, how do we elevate ourselves when we don't want to see and watch someone's life fall apart in front of us?
But it's not
and to bring it full circle again, why we like seeing that stuff is we go, look at these fools and their lives falling apart. Thank God it's not my life.
Yeah, but that's my thing is I just like a little bit of everything. So I like a little bit of a train wreck. I like a little bit more of my seriousness. I like a little bit more of my old school flavor, which I get with my Stranger Things. Like I get a little bit of everything with my picks.
Yes, I get it. So but for Tiger King, for me, I was like, yeah, this thing is like cool. These guys are fools, but yeah, give me some sci-fi because I don't want to see anything. Just because, you know, here, to be a full disclosure, so like I used to be a social worker for a considerable part of my life, a long part of my life, and whenever I see people at their worst, I'm like, oh, sounds like the work I used to do. That's why I'm just like, I ain't with it, you know. So yeah, so.
Okay, great.
But I get it. But I get your I get that you like to see the train wreck. Me, I'm just like, man, I would like to avoid that wreck.
Nah,
like,
I don't. I go ahead.
I know.
So one's got to go out of your four. Which one goes?
Extraction.
Okay.
And yours is Tiger King.
Mine is Tiger King.
All right, there you go.
So, there you go. All right,
How did I know that?
Well, because you took a lucky guess and you lucked out.
It wasn't luck, dude. Come on, man. That's logic.
You don't know.
You don't really want Tiger King in your listing, bro.
You know nothing, Jon Snow. Oz, what do we? So, I hastily, not hastily. Hastily is not the right word. Definitely not the word I was looking for.
Dude, this is gonna be. Oh, please don't mess up this. Don't mess up recording this show.
Well, if this show gets lost, we'll know why. This will be a lost tape.
This will be a purposeful lost show.
I hesitate. Instead of me trying to come up with a cool, fancy word, let me just go with hesitate. I hesitate to hand over the reins of the show to you as we dive back into the Time Traveler for what little time we have left.
Let me emphasize what little time we
have. So let's dive back into the Time Traveler. Why are you so fixated with time travel, and why do you think, again, I want to really get into the meat of it, why do you think we need a black time traveler, and why is that important, and why is that not another hollow thing or quote-unquote victory like having a black reboot of the Wonder Years, which is reportedly planned?
Oh, see, dude, why do you...
And I think that's stupid, but that's just my opinion.
Why you say this? You say things to me just to provoke me. And I know you're lying. They are not making a black reboot of the Wonder Years because you're just trying to make me angry. So I'm just going to ignore that silly statement you just said.
Okay, so what about the rest of what I said?
So they really are not trying to make a black reboot of the Wonder Years, right?
Oh no, that is 100% a real rumor.
Oh, you just bummed me out with that. That is people being lazy, dude. That's lazy. Anyway, so here, so let's talk about that and time travel. I feel
before you do that, I just wanted to read a quick snippet. The Wonder Years is returning to ABC with a brand new focus. Nearly 3 decades after the iconic coming-of-age comedy aired on ABC, the network is working on a pilot for a rebooted version of the classic series about a black family in Alabama for the 2021-2022 television series. Or season, sorry.
Oh, my God. Why call it the Wonder Years?
Why not call it Blackish 2.0?
Yeah, dude, Blackish 2.0. Oh my God. Call it the Alabama Years.
Shout out to Fred Savage. He better at least have a role in this. He better have a recurring role.
They want the girl in it, but she's like, "Yo, I'm a professor of mathematics. I ain't got time for that right now." All right, so time travel. I'm speaking for myself because I can only speak for myself right now. I've been really passionate about comics since I was could read and understand words, and I've also been very passionate about history. And the thing about history is just that there's always been something that's just been off to me about history. It's just like there's just this doesn't make any sense the way we cover things, and just why do we only cover it from this one perspective? And then it leads open doors. Pardon me. It leaves open doors for people to come in with misinformation, or maybe it's rightful information, but no one ever knows. And so, I've always, to me, the easiest traps that if anybody wants to get me in a trap is just say, hey, there's a new show about alternate history or about time travel. I'm like, I'm in. They're like, oh, it's only 2 minutes long. I'm like, yeah, I'll watch it. So. But yeah, it's just a weird phenomenon for me. And it's a weird phenomenon for us as Americans. We don't cover it. And I really do think that we're scared to approach the topic because it means like, here it goes. What if you have a time traveler who's black and there's just like, oh, whoa, and I'm transported to the 1800s, you know? At what point and where it gets sticky, you know? It gets really, really sticky. But in that sticky and ugliness of what we're come through as Americans, I think there's some potential for really good storylines with that too, you know? Yeah. What if you want to do a reboot? Here's a reboot. Say here. Let's give away some money. I'm fine with it. Don't do a reboot of an all-black Wonder Years. Reboot Quantum Leap and have the time traveler come from a black perspective. Like have him be black and be like, oh shit, and he could be from the future where we're all utopian and cool, but he's sent back to the past where he has to deal with the craziness. That will be a very telling story for us too, you know. So yeah, I just think I hear what you're saying when we talked about it earlier about who cares. I know, but I feel like in the moment of when we say who cares, there's another moment where we're going, dude, that's some sticky stuff. I don't want to deal with it. You know, I'd rather not. You know. So,
yeah, I just time travel to me is a whole thing where it's like, and that's kind of to me it's almost like if you have a black time traveler, I'm expecting him to change history. If there's a black time traveler story, he needs to be trying to change history. Like, he needs to be that guy that you see in photographs, and you're like, who's that guy? Who's that guy? You know, like, that needs to be the black time traveler.
Yeah, well, so here's the thing for you. And sorry, man, I wasn't trying to cut you. I apologize. But there's this really, and it just started sparking my head about it. Oh, man, it was just, like, really weird. It wasn't weird, but it was just very like a 4-series thing where the Roman Church, the Vatican, invented a time machine, and they had elite paramilitary soldiers with like bazookas, guns, like automatic rifles, ATVs, everything, and they went back in time to like the Roman period and said, "We're here to take over and do things." It got weird and sticky. And actually some of the black in this pyramid, they're like, no, we're splintering off to do this. But yeah, so you're right. If that happens, he's not going to be passive and he's going to try and change it. And maybe that's why people are weirded out to approach it.
It could be something about that. And you have to be very careful about how you tackle the subject and how you tackle the ramifications of what he changes and what changes in the future, because then it starts getting a little sticky. Like, how far do you really want to go with it? You know, because I'm of the belief if you're gonna do it, like, I think there needs to be like, it almost needs to be a book where one of those stories where you can kind of read 4 different endings. Like, one ending needs to just be balls to the wall, completely as crazy as you can, and you just take it. You just take the ball and run, and then you need to have your more conservative. Then you need to have your happy ending. Then you have your more ambiguous ending. But I feel like you almost have to touch on the extreme what ifs, because if you don't, I feel like it's just a missed opportunity. If you're going to write that story, you got to be willing to take a chance, and you got to be willing to make some people upset.
Amen. If you chose this ending, turn to page 157.
Yeah, it's got to be like that.
Yeah, well, and here's the other thing too. I ever since you mentioned it to me when we talked about it, I keep turning in my head about this too. time travel is sticky, dude. Because if you do time travel, then you're also actually really, really doing multiple universes too. Because every action you do, like, basically splinters off and causes a different like universe when you do stuff. So it's like it's weird how you approach that subject, dude. It's really strange.
Yeah, and I think there is a line where, because you could very easily, and this might upset some people too, and you could very easily write an angry black man story where he goes and changes history and he takes it way too far and black people take over, and it's crossing that line. It's Nat Turner turned up to 100, and you could very easily tell that type of story as well, and I think that's a dangerous game too, but that's kind of, I feel like if you touch a subject like this, that's what you need to do. You need to get people talking. Like that's you need to go you need to go for it.
You have to. And personal opinions, man. Hey, Nat Turner, I love Nat Turner. I always hear the thing for history was just like, in history, I was always taught that history, like John Brown, very religious man. He was crazy. He was super, he was a zealot. They kept calling him a zealot. But I was like, you know what? That dude wasn't crazy. He was just going, yo, this system is crazy. Me and my sons want to change this crazy system. So I always thought of him as being like, no, that guy's not crazy. He was fighting a crazy world, And so I think that if you did it, you could do a story that says, so here's a story. Black paramilitary, black trained Navy SEAL, Delta Force individuals got together, found out about a time machine technology, decided to co-opt it for themselves and go back in time. Well, they take weapons with them and they do it. Like, say they go back to 1700, whatever, to America. Then see what happens with the crazy ramifications of them taking over South Carolina and trying to defend that, because you got limited bullets. Your technology is awesome until your technology runs out. Yeah. See what the long-term plan is. That's again a reason why I feel like it's never been properly covered, because it's like, oh, you got to go down, like you said, you got to go down there, dude. You got to get in there. If you do it, you got to get dirty with it,
So, to your knowledge, has there ever been a film, period, with time travel? Obviously not the Avengers, because but just a film in the same vein of a Back to the Future type, where they deal with time travel that has black characters, as prominent characters, and not just a random soldier or something.
No, absolutely not. And actually, if you want to, you can flip it to film and to comics, and people can, let's go with it. The best example of that is, I think it's called Black Science, and it's literally a husband and wife and their kids. They get they have access to alternate worlds, and they got into one alternate world where Native Americans had all this advanced technology and they were not having anybody taking over their land. And by the way, you got to deal with that part of it too. Again, so that's why I want to go back to it and say, yeah, man, I feel like it's like people. It's not like a lack of interest. I think it's a lack of going, oh God, we got to get in there, don't we?
Well, we talked about this last week. We brought up, I think it was last week, we brought up Jamie Foxx potentially playing Bishop. That could be your black time traveler.
Yeah, that would be, and if he does do that, that would be the first example of a black time traveler, not a black person in a time traveling movie like Terminator, but a black time traveler. But think about it this way too. Dude, Bishop was in a basically a mutant camp where he broke free with his sister.
Yeah, I think you've kind of hit the nail on the head, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I think you kind of hit the nail where you said that it just opens a can of worms that I don't think people are quite ready to tackle yet. I think we're getting there, but I don't think you can go at it and half-hearted. And I don't mean half-hearted as far as putting your best foot forward, but as far as what chances you're willing to take. So I don't think it's something I don't think it's something we're going to see for a while. I think Bishop is going to be the closest thing we see because you can do that as him doing it for the X-Men. Him doing it for mutants instead of it being about black and white, and it'll be the classic X-Men represent the black people instead of it being a literal interpretation.
Yeah, and also, right with Scott, I say that also as a sense of just me being a big baby about things too. Because, man, I used to watch Phineas Fogg on Voyagers, and Phineas Fogg had a compass that was a time machine. And it's a very few elite folks that you're trained and you're a time traveler and you're there to fix history when history goes amok. And Phineas Fogg wasn't that great, but he had a little kid whose dad was a history major, and he helped him through all these things. I think Voyager lasts a season, maybe 2 seasons, until Phineas, the actor went on to do some other stuff. But man, I, as a kid, it was in the 80s too. I, as a kid, used to love that show, just going, whoa, traveling through time. But again, this dude was there to fix history when history went wrong. Who's to say that Phineas Fogg character wasn't there messing things up, actually, because it's like, whoa, what's up? So ever since
you bring that up,
I watched that.
You bring that up, and I was just thinking about Quantum Leap. If you wanted to, an easy way to bring a black character in, Quantum Leap, a reboot of a Quantum Leap would be the way to go.
Well, like I said earlier, like 30 minutes ago, right?
Yeah. I wasn't listening.
I thought so, but right.
Definitely missed that part.
What I said, dude. Like, well, yeah, I know you did because I said, hey, if you want to do the Wonder Years, why don't you do a Quantum Leap reboot, man?
Yeah, I wow, missed that line.
That's one of my best ones too, by the way. Yeah, I'm saying. But yeah, so but I want to ask you some stuff. What's your opinion about why we don't see it, and actually don't, let me put words in your mouth. Do you have a reference for any sort of black or person of color doing time travel?
Oh man, I don't think so. I mean, nah, not that I can think of. No.
It's interesting, right?
Yeah,
it's really interesting if you think about it.
Like LaForge, like he didn't do any time traveling on Star Trek. Star Trek people don't do no time traveling. I'm not a Trekkie, so.
Well, so and that's a good point you bring up. So they did. There was actually time traveling on The Next Generation and time traveling on Voyager, where Sisko went back in time and had to deal with being a science fiction writer, but they thought he was crazy because he was talking about stuff that was actually happening in the future. And they're just like, who's this black man? So they dealt with that a little bit on the edge. And then when The Next Generation did it, it was all, and Geordi went back too, but it was all very sweet and sanitized. Like, yeah, whoa, this black man who's with you all must be your equal or what? It's very, and he's wearing weird goggles. Okay, but it was very sanitized. But again, I think it's just been a thing about us as Americans not wanting to deal with that, you know? Because you had a very brilliant point. You cannot go halfway, dude. You got to go in there and do it.
At least, because it needs to be a TV series, first of all, but at least one episode.
It should be a TV series for real.
Yeah, at least one. You probably need to do a two-parter. Needs to just be, I hate to say it, but just needs to be an angry black man changing things to his will, to what he sees fit. And he needs to be wronged. Like, he needs to have a reason for this, and he needs to be wronged, you know, like racially profiled or something, and just have that show what can happen if that ability falls into the wrong hands. You know, you need to show both. I think you need to show both sides of it.
Well, my thing was, I would love to see, like, legit, like, have him do that, but then also see one where it's just like, wait, are we actually in the right timeline? You know, like, to make people question, going, wait, is this what we're supposed to be doing? Because, like, yeah, it will be very, it's a subject, and again, like, in books, in movies, in TV shows, in comic books, it's just not really approached.
Hey, man, this is a genre that is wide open. If there was a field for someone to come in and really kind of make their own and kind of dictate rules and kind of lay the groundwork for other things to follow, this is the path. Like, this is an open genre right here. Like, there's not a lot as far as black time traveling stories. I'm sure they're out there, but there's not a lot. And so this is an open field. So this is an area that needs to be tackled.
Yeah, look, my God, dude. Like, literally, maybe someone did it, but they just never published it. But imagine, like, a Native American or black time traveler, and they went like that, just from that perspective, or even open up to a multi-universe or kind of thing. But this just hasn't been approached, and it needs to be.
Or, I mean, you could always do an alien time traveler who goes into different bodies, and you can have him going into different races and different religions throughout history, and he's a different character every episode.
And that's his way, and that's his way through us. Well, actually through him, we see America, or we see how certain things happen through history. That's really smart too.
Or it could be maybe him trying to learn about American history, so he has to go and live out and these certain events in history that shape the way we are now, whether they're good or bad, and he has to kind of live through them so he can understand how a human feels and thinks.
Look at regular Scott giving away $1 million idea.
It's the heat. I think it's the heat. I won't remember any of this when I go into the AC and I have a nice cold glass of water. Maybe I should write this down.
Dude, you barely remember anything we said already, so it's fine.
Shout out to Danny Glover. He would be my star.
But then we get Donnie Glover play his son. It'd be great.
You talking about Donald and Mel Gibson, right? They would be the team up. Let me stop. Oz, any closing remarks on black time travelers, the black sci-fi genre? Like I said, I know this is something very near and dear to your heart for different reasons, but I know the black time travel is very important to you.
Well, no, I look forward. And by the way, shout out to Octavia Butler, who kind of covers time travel a little bit of that, and it's amazing. But yeah, man, it's a like you said, it's a wide open field. Why don't we attack things while we have a chance?
And I mean, you never know. Maybe Uncle Oz has something special for the black time traveling genre. Whenever.
Maybe Uncle Oz has something been inspired by a little JD action. It might be pumping something out pretty soon.
Maybe. Keyword. Maybe.
Yeah, what a hater.
No, I hope. Hopefully, but maybe we'll just leave it at maybe.
Wow.
Shout out to you, Uncle
Okay.
Oz. At Ozzy Real.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to you. All right. Final blow time.
What's your final blow, bro?
No. What? No. What? That
You want me to go first?
Yeah. What do you mean? What do you think this is?
Okay, well, you let me lead with the conversation. I just thought, okay.
The nerve of you. The nerve of you.
The nerd of me.
Nerve.
Right.
Nerve.
The nerd. Yes.
Oh, okay, gotcha. What's your final blow?
Looking forward to The Boys season 2, Umbrella Academy season 2. Yeah.
That's it.
That's all I got.
Okay. Big shout out to the Cool Master again. He powered me through another episode. So shout out to my fan. Shout out to
his only fan, by the way.
It might be after this episode. And whoever takes this idea I wrote about the black time that I gave away about the black time traveler, they'll be my fan too. They'll just send me an email that says thank you.
Yeah,
it'll be from anonymous.
Whoever loves a train, and shout out to whoever loves a train wreck, because this is what this show has kind of been.
Shout out to the Tiger King. # leave Nick alone.
Yeah, how you gonna say you're gonna keep it at all these Netflix movies? I'm gonna keep it Tiger King. And then, hey, so which your one's got to go? Tiger King. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
I'm not gonna keep Tiger King over Daredevil, Black Mirror, or Stranger Things. But I'll keep it over Altered Carbon. I'll keep it over Orange is the New Black.
You'll keep it over the Defenders, sure.
Yeah, that was a tough one, actually. I was thinking about keeping the Defenders. Luke Cage was a tough one to let go. Jessica Jones was a tough one to let go.
Thank God.
I wasn't worried about
that. Was a no-brainer.
Hey, I wasn't worried about Extraction or The Old Guard. I'm
surprised you didn't put down Bright.
I actually did have Bright down, that I changed it out. You know what else I had down to? I had your boy down on Bird Box. So I had that down there too, but I was like, nah, let me change that out.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for next year when the sequel comes out, and I'm like, yeah, we're gonna keep that one, dude.
Hey, so Oz, what do we? Go ahead.
Good.
No, please, go ahead. Continue talking during my final blow.
Sure, you're gonna say what we're gonna talk about next week. This is what we're gonna talk about next week. You're gonna say.
I want to know what you were gonna say.
What we're going to talk about next week is you're going to go.
No, I want to know what you were going to say.
Well, if we're going to talk about the next round of Netflix movies, I'm going to say Bird Box, the sequel, and that's going to be the one I'm going to keep. That's going to be the first one I'm going to let go.
So you want to pitch the sequel?
Oh, MGK just.
You want to? So is that what we're doing next week? You want to pitch the sequel to Bird Box?
Yes, but here it is. He's in a bird box, though.
All right, so we have no idea what we're going to talk about next week.
We have no idea what we're going to talk about next week.
As far as my final blow goes, I'm just going to give a big shout out to the whole Defy Life Podcast Network. It's been a pleasure being a part of it. Unsupervised, Anything, Everything, Nothing, the flagship to the Defy Life Podcast, One Eyed Shut, all the different shows we have. We have a plethora of shows, Movies with Migs. Shout out to Migs. The articles we have on the Defy Life website. So definitely check us out. Defy Life Pods. That's our hub. Defy Life gear. Get yourself a T-shirt. Just, shout out to Defy Life. Oz, tell everyone we'll talk to them next time.
And as usual, everybody, peace.
Good Lord.
And chicken grease.
Y'all have a good time because we're going to have a good time.
Wait.
Until we talk to y'all next time.
Thing,
Peace.
Peace.
You just need to get your own thing.
Yeah, you cut me off, dude, like that, dude. You cut me off in the middle of my thing, and you get in there, talk, man, dude. Wait, what? You saw Lethal Weapon 4 on? You need to go watch it. Yo, that's my boy Donald, dude. With swell Gibson. This dude.